So we saw before that with putting Jocelyn's heels up and the PVC held overhead, and we're going to look at her squat again here, and we're going to see how that corrected it. So she had a forward lean before, and then now she's staying, the pole is not passing her toe line, which is what we want to be. Now, if we want to work without the plates, there's other ways we can correct this. Maybe you've been working on your ankle mobility, and now you're ready to remove plates, but we're still working on fixing your squat pattern. Or you just are working on your squat pattern, you don't have a mobility issue, and you want another way to do this without the plates. The plates do, in Oli shoes, push our knees a little far forward, so if you had any knee pain with this, let's give you other options. So now we're going to take this away. She's going to turn around here, and we're going to grab some bands that we have here. Again, what we're doing is we're getting away from the forward lean she has. She has a forward lean. If we pull her further into her forward lean, her body says, no, I can't do that. I'm going to fall forward. It's called feeding the dysfunction. So as she pulls back on these bands, we see that she gets more upright. I'm going to actually have her take a step back further, and we're going to pull back on those bands more. Good shoulder exercise at the same standpoint, and we can see how vertical it makes her. Now you've probably seen her arch her back, and we've got another exercise for her to work on that. And she, in this pattern, could also work on flattening her back, pull those bands overhead, flatten a little more, flatten your back. So you can see that we're going to do more work on the wall, but there's flatter. Now trying to maintain that flat position, and you can see how much she wants to sit back into that. With weight overhead, you'd probably fall over, okay? Now, if we put plates under her, that would help lean her forward even more again, and would correct this even further. So I'm gonna slide plates underneath her. You might not be able to see these on the video, but if I slide a plate there, and a plate there, and we're gonna have her squat again, we can see that looks a little better. Again, what we're doing is we're patterning a better movement. As she would improve, we can then take something away. We could take the bands away, we could reduce the size of the plates. We go from 15s to 10s to 5s to eventually nothing. But we're probably going to need some kind of stimulus still. So as we get rid of the plates entirely, we have this band out front. And then you start squatting with just the band. And then eventually we'd like to move away from the band. So let's let go of the band. And we could do something more like a goblet squat. So let's hold that goblet, and she's gonna squat. And what we see here is that helps. Obviously, she hasn't been doing this correction all during this video, so it's not perfect yet, but the goblet out in front gives another forward-leaning stimulus. Now, if I didn't have bands, let's go back and put your heels on the plates, holding the goblet squat, or the goblet, and now we're gonna squat. And what we see is a really good pattern. And so this is a good place to start. Jocelyn doesn't have an ankle mobility issue. So what we're gonna do here is not worry about using the plates and that we're not tackling that ankle mobility. We're just gonna tackle the problems we see around the spine and the position. Again, we can move plates away as she gets better and continue with the goblet. And then eventually our overhead squat, our air squat, should look like this without the assistive devices. What we're looking to do here is correct your patterns, not just for CrossFit. We see people that might come in, and CrossFit sometimes gets a name for, oh, I got hurt at CrossFit. You know, in our physical therapy company, we see people, most of them are non-CrossFitters, that are in with the same kind of back and knee and shoulder issues. The nice part about CrossFit is that when we're in the gym and we're looking to move better, we're a very motivated group to fix these dysfunctions. We sit in front of a computer, We start to see stiffness in our thoracic spine. We start to see heads that move forward. We start to see low backs that don't like to sit in the chair a lot. We see knees and hips that have lost their mobility because we don't move. And then so as these people are moving into CrossFit, yeah, we might run into an injury here or there, but we're much better off getting our bodies to move like they were meant to move. And the purpose of this video is to help you do that. Let's find where we're struggling. Let's learn how to move better. Let's get that mobility back. Not only so we have a better time in the gym and can get that overhead squat, but also so that our daily life looks better, that we're healthier, more mobile, and we enjoy life more.